The world's burning. 1.2 billion people are displaced, and to top it all off, a worldwide blackout has ensued. The US and Russia fight proxy wars to gain the last resources on Earth. So this is Battlefield 2042. So, I was going to start recording this game when the beta dropped on PC, right? But Era 15.7a and Era 15.11.02 has locked me out of Battlefield 2042. I've been stuck on this boat for 2 weeks now. I didn't know this game was meant to show an accurate representation of what it's like to ride around the world on a bloody boat. Well, the few times I've got in, the second I close the game, bang, I can't get back into Battlefield 2042. I kid you not, I've had to leave this game running on my computer overnight, because if I ended it, I would have to spend hours waiting in limbo for this game to let me back in. Oh, this launch reminds me of Battlefield 4's launch. Wait a minute. Isn't this a continuation of Battlefield 4? Oh my god, it's all connected! Once you finally get into the game, you're thrown into an offline match, immediately, without any tutorial or help whatsoever. Once you beat your first Battlefield match, by letting the AI carry you, while you pretend like you're helping, hey, it's like a normal Battlefield, you're finally ready to actually play the game. But once you actually get into the game, you're greeted with the Battlefield 2042 demo screen.
Wait, what do you mean? This is the real thing.
Well then, you have a choice of 3 modes. Your 3 choices are All Out Warfare, Off-Brand Tarkov, and Portal to a Better Battlefield. All Out Warfare has 2 modes, Conquest and Breakthrough. Conquest is Conquest, it's the same. You cap, you die, and then you get a 10-man kill streak, and then you live off that high for the rest of the day. Breakthrough brings operations back to 2042, though now it's even less immersive. But it's a fun mode nonetheless. Just try not to play attack, or you're gonna lose. A lot. Also, I think that devs may have forgotten to implement the auto kill when you lose a sector. I've been sitting here way after we lost a sector and hiding from this chopper for at least a couple minutes now. Now, Hazard Zone. It's a new mode added to Battlefield 2042, and what I can only assume is what the entire game was designed around. It takes Tarkov and mixes it with a little bit of Battlefield. And, unpopular opinion here, that's right, get the dislikes out, unpopular opinion. I think this mode is fun. I enjoy it. But I think this mode deserves a lot of work, but it is fun. Like this game. And Portal? Portal's a portal to other Battlefield games, or the closest thing to them. And yeah, it's fun. Some modes are better than others, but I think it's a great addition to Battlefield. But I know, one thing's missing. I know what you're thinking. Where the hell is the server browser? And here it is, scaled way back from previous iterations of Battlefield. But this browser is only usable on Portal to find player servers. That's right, they removed DICE servers from the server browser, so today the entire Oceania has one private server with 17 people in it. But whatever, who needs all that? This is Battlefield. This game's about conquest, so let's play some damn conquest. So you get in game, you press tab to see who the top scorer is, and then...
Holy Jesus! What is that? What the fuck is that?
Yep, the new and improved tab menu removes the simplistic scoreboard of those weak Battlefields and now requires a PhD in software engineering to be able to be used correctly. But don't worry, I went to community college in IT for 1 year, so I think I know what I'm doing. So this side is clearly the amount of bugs encountered currently, organised from A to F. These are the stats of the best player in the match, and this is the tip menu. In case you got what you're doing. And what is this? This isn't Escape from Tarkov. You can't just switch sites mid-gunfight like it's nothing. No wonder why resources are sacred in 2042. The supply factories are printing out millions of attachments for each soldier so they can run around with fucking 5 different sites. Some other UA issues? Part disabled. What part? What did I do with my rocket that I flung across the map? Also, firing modes. What firing mode am I in? Do I have to stop and aim my gun to check? And also, why does the reward system only show me half of my rewards? Man, I just want to know what I got from my game, right? But, one thing I do like about the UI is the crosshairs. They are clean as fuck. Very nice, guys. Very nice. But alright boys, let's get to the meat of this video. The gameplay. So when you play 2042, instead of choosing classes, like in every other Battlefield game, you now have specialists, which are like classes, but they have their each and own special effects. These specialists are Sundance, who raided the prototype supply locker before the battle. She's got all sorts of grenades. She's got the heat-seeking grenade, the EMP grenade, and that technically counts as a war crime grenade. She also has the wingsuit, which is the only real reason to use her. It's reliable and the classiest way to move around the map. Then we have Dozer. He's Russian, with a shield ripped straight from Warzone, that is capable of surviving a hail of 30mm anti-aircraft ammunition. Very balanced operator. He's also the greatest friend maker in 2042.
You're my friend now. We're having soft tacos later.
Over here is McKay, who can grapple into sneaky spots around the map and can somehow break Newton's third law of motion. Really, if you're playing McKay, you also have a sniper, and with all the attachments unlocked. We have Irish, ripped straight from Battlefield 4. He has the ability to build a see-through bulletproof shield and a APS shoot-down sentry. It activates explosive shells before it hits. Kinda weird, but pretty cool. Here is Boris. He's the TF2 engineer's Soviet brother, and he builds sentries. The sentries are weak, but they can kill players if they're caught off guard, or just to give Boris a heads up on his flanks. Kinda bad though. Up next is Casper, my all-time favorite, because he is a drone. With this drone, you can see the entire map, but you can also attach C4 to him and fly him into tanks. Like, this is a literal strategy. Rao is the Hackman, and he's the only hard counter to Ranger and the helicopters. With his hack, he can factory reset Ranger, as well as turn off all the weapons in tanks and helis. This includes flares, so use him with the AA rocket and decimate those bloody night birds. Please, just play him for me, please. Pike? Yeah, the devs couldn't really be bothered with this one. She's got what legs, that's it. Falk is the granny goodness of your match. She's the Doc from Siege. With the pistol and all, she shoots her teammates and heals them. And nobody gets revived, because devs forgot to add the heal UI. And last is Angel, and you'd have to be a raw Angel to play Angel. Angel is the ultimate support pick. He has everything. Supplies in the form of ammo and supply drops. He can be a medic and revive, and if you give him a drill, you can support your tanks. And if you're expecting a thank you, well, you're playing the wrong game. So, now onto the guns of 2042. You have pistols, SMGs, assault rifles, LMGs, DMRs, snipers, and shotguns. Pistols are your oh crap weapons. Oh crap. Oh crap. Randomly, I'm out of bullets. The pistols have a range of 10 meters and about as controllable as a US electoral debate. Except for the revolver, which might be the best weapon in the game. It's a handheld DMR with no damage drop-off that can one-shot headshot. Now SMGs, with the ability to fire at 1,000 rounds and have no recoil, they are still the best weapon in the game. Excluding the PP-29, that thing just sucks. So after the devs have fixed the bloom, now rifles have taken their place as the true meta weapons. The AK-24 has risen from the worst gun in the game to now the most used weapon. Now everybody's running around with a maxed out AK or an M5A1. The LMGs are still worse than the pre-nerf assault rifles. Just skip right over them, because the devs certainly did. The DMRs are here if you feel like sniping, but you don't want to spend all your effort headshotting people.
Tango down.
Snipers are snipers, right? You go for the headshots, or you two-shot them. That's it. That's all that needs to be said. And the shotguns. They might be the weirdest thing in this entire game. Even though they use buckshot, you know, BBs that are used to shoot birds, you can reliably snipe with these weapons. They don't have any bullet or damage drop off and can one-shot headshot, so use the Best Boy Sniper for your sniping needs. Gameplay in Battlefield 2042 feels kinda Automatic weapons feel like a sort of Call of Duty light. Well, LMGs are kind of forgotten since rifles do what they do but better in every single way. Bolt action weapons lack since DMRs and shotguns are more effective at sniping. Hell, even the revolver can fucking snipe since it doesn't have any bullet or damage drop off. What rounds are these fucking... What are they firing? Alright. Fast run for the gadgets. M5 recoilless rifle. Shoot tanks, cars, helicopters, and players. They all go boom. The FXM33AA. Aim and wait. Keep waiting. Oh, he's gone. The Soul Fam is a two-man effort to make aiming a thing of the past. Also, Angel can target and shoot by himself for some reason. C5, just like oh god, my voice cracked. C5, just like another Battlefield, is to throw and blow. To kill tanks, to set up traps, and to camp the elevator. Or just use it as a grenade. Works just as well. Half drops are for players who want to help the team, and resupply drops are for snipers. The AT Mime. You like making tank players rage. I can respect that. Small beacon. Set and forget until someone destroys it. Repair tool. Come on, nobody uses this. Now, another thing people aren't too happy about is the open maps. Now don't get me wrong, large maps are seriously fun, provided they're made well. Think Sinai Desert, Panzerstorm, and Bandar Desert. With an increase to 128 players, the devs wanted to make these maps a hell of a lot larger, or else we'll get Operation Underground on every map. But the issue with larger maps is, what do you put in them? The 2042 devs thought they figured this out by putting a hill in the areas where there's no capture point. Sometimes, literally nothing. Unfortunately, all this does is make players easy targets for snipers. And that's why 2042 is just the multiplayer version of Sniper Elite 4. Speaking from me, one thing I despise about these large maps is, when you start a match and you forget to get into a vehicle, what's going to happen then is that you will be force spawned with about 50 other players, and bots, who get to walk to the first point. Don't be expecting those vehicles to pick you up. They're going to drive right past you so they can get to the farthest capture points. I found that it's actually faster to redeploy and spawn on a transport helicopter or a forward capture point than it is to walk to the first point. Now, the devs try to combat this by adding the vehicle deployment menu, which allows you to choose between Forest on Fours, the balanced Jeep, the most overpowered vehicle in Battlefield 2042, Spider Boat, the anti-aircraft vehicle, the tank, and the MAV. The deployment menu is good, but it does feel tedious when every time you cap a point, you gotta pull it out, wait for the car to drop, or God forbid, everybody takes the vehicles and you're sitting here in the middle of a liberated corner of the map. A good fix to this would be to add non-armored vehicles on a timer, like the 4x4, for each squad, which would encourage team play. Probably not, but it helps. But one thing that these large maps allow for is aerial superiority. Fuck yeah boys, get the choppers, it's Vietnam time. Helicopters and jets are my favourite part of this game. I must earn my wings at least 10 times in 2042. So let's start at the main helicopter, the attack chopper. This helicopter is best suited against enemy vehicles with its auto-targeting air-to-ground and air-to-air rockets. But it can be a menace to enemy soldiers with the 30 mils in the gunner seat, though it has seen better days. The next helicopter is the MD-450 Nighthawk, or as I like to call it, the Fuck Players 9000. This annoying piece of crap uses the anti-personnel rockets, and after stun-locking players, it will delete them from existence. And if you survive that, don't worry, it's got the 30mm cannons to clean up the crime scene. And yet, it's called a transport, yet it can't be accessed by non-squad players. And here we have the jet. The jet is for the real men of the game, the people who have dicks. Like the attack chopper, its main target is vehicles, mostly helicopters. Once you unlock the air-to-ground missiles, you can start taking out tanks. Just ignore the miniguns. It's not capable of doing actually anything whatsoever. But the ultimate best boy vehicle is the Condor. This vehicle is an amazing mix of plane and helicopter gameplay. Only usable by the Americans, for some reason the Russians still use 1990 era technology. This vehicle is a mix of an AC-130, a jet, and a helicopter. And it can win matches, if you have a competent crew that is. You can rain hellfire down on the enemy point while your troops parachute themselves like it's Operation Market Garden. But even if you do get hit, you can boot yourself away, fix yourself, and come back to the fight guns a-blazing. This vehicle is the epitome of what Battlefield's about, and I love it so much. Now, to the ground vehicles in Battlefield 2042. We have the Jeep, the Hovercraft, the Bolt, the Tank, the Wildcat, and the Lav. The Jeep is the poor man's vehicle. It has speed and a minigun, but you can be sniped out of the driver's seat, even with a rocket. So be sure not to drive it straight, or just at all. The opposite vehicle is the one that everybody knows. Everybody knows this vehicle. It's the Hovercraft, the most polarizing vehicle in the game. Some people like it because it can climb towers, others hate it because why is a Hovercraft in the battlefield, and why is it stronger than a Jeep? But both of them are in the shadows of the truly most OP vehicle in the game, the M5C Bolt. The Bolt is what you get when a V8 makes love to a tank. It has the speed of a sports car, the height of a soldier, and the strength of a tank. And don't even forget about the gun. It starts with the weak minigun, but it doesn't take too long to unlock the 30mm cannon, which is leagues ahead of the nerfed 30mm that the helis get. The tank in 2042 is just like every other Battlefield tank, OP until someone gets pissed and targets it. But the helis, and Sundice, have been eliminating these tanks more and more each match I play. For this reason, a lot of AA truck players are now in the game. They don't do much more than lob a rocket every now and again, but they are godlike at killing infantry, especially with the upgraded guns. And the last vehicle was the Condor on wheels. The one, the only, the Lav. This vehicle can fit a whole 5 players, and again, with a competent crew, can actually be really overpowered. Which is good. Teamwork is good. With the amazing launch of Battlefield 2042, here are some bugs or features that are just outright not in the game. Of this 3-year game, 4 studios, AAA launch. Ready? let's go. Long since the days of Red Faction Guerrilla with near unlimited destruction, the destruction on 2042 has been scaled way back. You see these computers? They must be literally hardwired to the disk. That is the only way to explain what the hell's going on here. Well, there is one somewhat good destructible area. On Kalandesco, if you destroy the wires holding on the crane on A1, it will fall on the water below, stuttering the server for about 10 seconds. But it looks kind of, alright. I mean, Hardline did it way cooler and way better, but whatever. Servers are overloaded enough as it is.
Oh, look at it!
Audio. This is audio right here. 2042's audio is, it's not the best. Footsteps are literally broken in this game. People can hear footsteps on the left of their headphones and the enemy being on the right side of them. Like on this clip right here, the guy I'm chasing is 1 floor above me. Every time, even when I check the level, he's still 1 floor above me. Until I get to the top where he just disappeared. Didn't even make a sound when he jumped off or anything. Now this might be a preference as well, you know, but I don't like the in-game sound. It's just weird. It took me 3 rounds to figure out that this was the soundtrack, and not some hacking in-game effect. I mean, listen to Battlefield 1's end of sound theme. Do you feel that urgency? Do you feel it? Makes you want to fix a bayonet and invade France. But this doesn't give me urgency. This gives me goddamn dial-up flashbacks. For a game that wants to preach about teamwork, this game doesn't do much to try and help it. Currently, you can't choose what squad you want to get into, nor can you kick, or even use voice chat. Voice chat! It's been in every Battlefield since Battlefield 2 in 2005! But it just wasn't added in multiplayer. Now this game is horrid when it comes to computer usage. Remember when I said that I had to leave the computer on overnight, else I get kicked and never be able to get back in a Battlefield? Well, my computer was running at 60 to 80% of my CPU in the main screen. I've actually had to open my window fully overnight just to get rid of all that heat generated from my CPU, or else my room is going to turn to a Bitcoin miner's house. Even though this game uses the same Frostbite engine and framework that Battlefield 5 and 1 uses, they've decided to make Battlefield use almost all CPU and barely any of the GPU. And don't even get me started on Xbox. Another issue in this game is game modes, counting every game modes. Conquest, Breakthrough, Hazard Zone and Portal. This game has a total of 4 game modes. Battlefield 1 had 6 on launch, Battlefield 4 had 7, and Battlefield 5 had 8. And the conclusion! For me, Battlefield 2042 feels really lacking. A lot of features in game modes are just missing. I mean, voice chat and the server browser are outright gone, some of the biggest staples in its franchise. Not to mention all the little issues, like one where I can't get into the bloody game. Or the issue that the day 1 patch fixed some of the most menial issues, like updating Boris's skin so it won't reference Ukrainian crisis, or fixing a rare drop occurrence that you won't get your end-around XP. Just ignore the major balancing issues, people not being able to get into the game, no voice chat, terrible stability even for the best GPUs. We need to fix rare XP drops. But, Battlefield 2042 has promise. I mean, have you seen the second and third updates reaching over the entire game? Fixing a shit ton of bugs and issues like the PP29 and the Bloom. Oh my god, they fixed the Bloom! And they've been quite vocal with their fixes, especially on the Battlefield Direct Twitter account. Their blog also said that they will be adding the scoreboard, server browser and the voice chat again, so hopefully they'll make a comeback in the coming weeks. Battlefield 4 and 5 had some of the worst launches to date, and they came out to be some of the most well-liked games in the series. Well, Battlefield 5 did, until 2042 pulled it off life support, thanks for that. But Battlefield 2042, I don't know, alright. It could be a good game, sure, but it feels so disconnected from Battlefield. It feels like I'm playing COD. But I think if we give Battlefield 2042 a push in the right direction and tell them what to fix, that they could make this game a whole lot better. How even playable. Just make it good enough. It might not be Battlefield 1. Shit, nothing's gonna be as good as Battlefield 1. But I think DICE can make this game good enough. But enough to play every now and again. But firstly, they actually have to make this game playable. So, if you're not having fun with Battlefield, the game's just, it's just pulling on you. I would say refund this game or just delete it. Wait about 6 months and then come back and play it, or buy it when it's on the sale. Just maybe it might be fixed. But I just bought Rising Storm 2 Vietnam for $9, so I'm gonna go play that now. See you later, boys, and possible girls in the audience.